Hey Soichi, tomorrow's your birthday, right? The name display here says Yuki Sakurahagi. Oh, already? A promenade engulfed in the hues of twilight. The two of them were walking down it. The two of them used it to go to and from school each day.
Oh,
geez, get a grip, will you? It's your own birthday, you know? Sorry, but you're the one celebrating it, so I don't have to remember it. Soichi replied casually, unintimidated by his childhood friend's threatening attitude. The calm expression he wore was a face he had shown to few others apart from her. The two of them had known each other for ages. Thus, it would take more than a little anger from her to face Soichi. Besides, it feels kind of weird when you tell me tomorrow's my birthday. It's like you're asking me to celebrate. Don't you think that's odd? Well, I guess, but you know, if you ever, forgot my birthday, I'd feel pretty... She hung her head downwards as a scarlet red flush engulfed her face before she looked at Soichi with upturned eyes. She resembled a pleading child. You dummy, that's a stupid thing to worry about. Of course I'd never forget your birthday. But how can I be so sure of that when you don't remember your own? She twirled her index fingers together, her face blazing with an even deeper shade of red. Yours is the only one I have to remember. No need to give my own so much thought. Do you really remember when my birthday is? Of course I do. March 18th, at the height of the cherry blossom season. At that moment, the girl's face cheered up. Yeah, sorry, Soichi. Though she was apologizing, she actually looked quite pleased. The sheepish grin on her face made her look even more charming in Soichi's eyes. She must be tricking me with that smile. Though he felt that every time he saw that face, it never bothered Soichi. Not even once. So anyway, Soichi, what do you want for a present? She spurred out those words a bit faster than normal, perhaps in some attempt to mask her embarrassment. Soichi broke out into a small chuckle at that realization. Anything's fine, I don't care. Soichi gave her a playful tap on the head as he continued smiling. Don't be so difficult, just out with it. What do you want? How am I supposed to know what to buy with an answer like that? Thanks to the conversation they'd just been having, she wasn't able to raise her voice all that much. Normally, she would have sounded angrier at this point. Is it really a wonder that no one gets you when you're always like this? I can live as long as you understand me. That's all that matters. Huh? For a moment, she looked at Soichi as her face froze. Right after that, she reverted to a smile, beads of tears welling in her eyes. She took Soichi's arm and wrapped it around her own.
の嫌だな。
I don't want that. Why not? The grip around Soichi's arm only grew tighter.
私はみんなに自慢したい。みんなにあんたがどれだけいい男なのかを分かってもらって、それを自慢したい。
Because I want to boast to everyone what a wonderful guy you are, that's why. Why do you want something like that? That's just silly. Soichi laughed as he tapped her head again.
嫌なんだもん。
I just hate it. Hate what?
私の大好きなあんたがみんなに勘違いされてるのが。
How everyone misunderstands my boyfriend. She kept on clutching Soichi's arm. Hold on a second. Okay, back. Though he couldn't tell what sort of look she had on her face, Soichi didn't miss the deepening shade of red adorning her cheeks. I'm happy you feel that way, but do you really care that much about what everyone thinks?
特別かっこよくなくてもいいから勘違いとかはダメ。
Yeah, you don't have to be really cool or anything. All I care is they don't get the wrong idea about you. I see. Alright. Soichi nodded. I suppose it'd be better to tolerate a little selfishness on her part. Well, as for what I want for my birthday, something to eat would be nice. Something exotic that I haven't tried before.
食べられるもの？何か形に残るものじゃなくていいの？せっかくの誕生日プレゼントなんだよ。
Huh? Just food? Don't you want something you can hold on to? You know, something that'll make you remember this birthday? The girl looked up. But since you'll be eating with me, I'll have everything I'd ever wanted. Okay. She gave Soichi a nod. But soon, Soichi would come to regret this birthday wish. He'd wish that he'd taken her advice and asked for a keepsake of sorts.
それじゃあ、私はここで。それこそプレゼントを買いに行ってくるわ。
Well then, it seems like I have a present to shop for, so I'll see you later. She stopped when the exit of the promenade arrived at a park. She and Soichi were next door neighbors, but the shopping district was in the opposite direction from the residential district. I'll go with you.
バカ。一応プレゼントなのよ。私一人で買いに行かせて。何を買ったのか分かってたらつまらないじゃない。
You dummy, why would you want to spoil your present like that? The surprise is half the fun. Let me do it myself. Guess I can't argue with that. When Soichi nodded, she let go and did a little twirl. Her long hair and skirt danced in the red light of the setting sun.
分かったらおとなしく帰るのよ、ソイチ。
If you really get it, then be a good boy and go home, Soichi. Okay. Won't be the same without you, though.
よろしい。
Very well. Their smiles were dazzling. These happy moments have always been a part of their day-to-day lives ever since they were born. And they always would be. Such was Soichi's belief at the time.
また明日ね、ソイチ。
I'll see you tomorrow, Soichi. Yeah, see you.
プレゼント楽しみにしてて。
My present's gonna rock your world, just you see. I can't wait.
それじゃあ行ってきます。
Okay then, bye. She waved goodbye one last time before walking away. Later. With that barely audible farewell, Soichi turned to leave as well. Back then, he never would have dreamed that he might never see or speak to her again. Instead, he made his way back home with daydreams the following day painting the landscape of his mind. He was so sure that he'd see her again tomorrow. That he didn't even register the ambulance racing past a little while later. When he first woke up, Soichi felt like he'd been having some sort of dream. He didn't know why. Perhaps waking up in this unfamiliar place had strengthened that impression. But he was sure of it. After all, if he hadn't, then there wouldn't be tears trailing out of the corners of his eyes. Soichi wiped his face and sat up. Where am I? He couldn't wrap his mind around it. A sight totally alien from the scenery that normally greeted him each morning unfurled before him. It was a room made of modern concrete. It was covered by a carpet and filled with fancy Western furniture. However, whatever luxurious mood the room was trying to emulate was marred by the blanket of dust caking everything. The same went for the furniture, but the bed Soichi was lying in was the worst victim. Not only was it dirty, but there were springs jutting out here and there. The fact that the wooden furniture looked so expensive only served to heighten the oddity of it all. A VIP sick room from an abandoned hospital. That was Soichi's first impression. What's going on? But when Soichi tried to recall what had happened, the core of his head throbbed with a sharp pain. Being a minor, he never had a hangover before, but imagined this was what one felt like. It felt like his mind was shrouded by a thick fog. However, the fog was clearing with time, and with it, more and more of his memories came back. Okay, so I finished up club yesterday. Like always, he'd gone to school, taken classes, and went to club afterwards. And then... But that was it. His memories just suddenly cut off there. And then what? He remembered everything up to saying goodbye to his friends and heading home alone. However, everything after that was a blank. Next thing he knew, he was waking up in that bed, staring at an unfamiliar ceiling. It was a strange feeling, like his memories had been edited in a manner akin to some movie. Even if he were just dreaming, he couldn't wipe away the overwhelming sense of discomfort. What happened to me? Was I in an accident? That was the first possibility that popped into Soichi's head. He jumped to that theory because the word accident held horrible connotations for him, but dismissed it after realizing this couldn't possibly be a sick room. Were we judging by the furniture alone, perhaps it could have passed as one, but the layers and layers of dust coating the place spoke otherwise. Furthermore, not only was he completely uninjured, but he was still wearing his school uniform. And maybe I've been kidnapped? Place he didn't remember. He didn't recall going to this place at all, so by that logic, he would have had no reason to enter this room by his own volition. Meaning someone had brought him here while he was unconscious. With the exception of medical emergencies, that act was generally referred to as a kidnapping. But me? Kidnapped? Soichi didn't recall being kidnapped. He was born and raised amongst a rather normal family, and they weren't particularly wealthy either. So there would have been nothing to gain for holding someone like Soichi for ransom. He shouldn't have done anything. He hadn't done anything that should have merited a kidnapping. Seriously, what's going on here? Soichi lightly shook his head in an attempt to fight off the lingering ache that dwelled, only to notice that something fell off. What's this? His neck felt strangely stiff. Confused, Soichi pressed a finger there, and in surprise, discovered the rigid sensation of cold steel. He traced both of his hands around his neck. By doing that, he realized some sort of metallic ring was wrapped around it. Collar? It was about a centimeter or two in diameter. While he couldn't exactly see it, Soichi could usually picture it as a tube-shaped metal pole about that long. The backside of the tube was practically glued around his neck. Thanks to that, there weren't even any gaps where he could slip his fingers in. It was more or less the same for the arc-shaped surface. From what Soichi could feel, the collar had no openings. The kidnapping and the collar. Those two phrases remind Soichi of a kidnapping confinement case carried out by a deviant not too long ago. The perpetrator kidnapped people, placed collars around their necks, locked them up. Then he forced his victims to treat them as their master. Don't tell me that I've... Soichi couldn't help but gulp. It was hardly inconceivable. After all, he had already been brought to an abandoned room. Right at that moment, something beeped. Whoa! What was that? Alarmed, Soichi frantically looked around the room and quickly spotted something sparkling on a wooden table near the bed. The beeping was coming from that. It wasn't much louder than a cell phone ringtone. Oh, my stuff's here too. Next to the beeping object, flashing brightly, was the sports bag Soichi brought to school every day. Feeling a tinge of relief at that familiar sight, Soichi got out of bed and approached the table. What's this? A PDA was lying on the table. However, there were no logos or any marks like that on it. What stood out the most was the image of an enlarged playing card on the screen. The Ace of Spades. Soichi picked up the PDA, finding it to be lighter than he expected. It was a 10 by 6 centimeter device that was exceptionally thin, as though to accentuate the whole playing card motif it had going. The LCD screen covered up the majority of the PDA, with the exception of a small section at the bottom outlined with 3 small buttons. On the back of the PDA was a grid pattern with a white border, clearly meant to emulate the design of a playing card. It was almost impressive how attentive to detail they'd been on that front. On the other hand, the 2 connectors on the side and bottom of the PDA stuck out like sore thumbs. Not only were they clearly heavier than the PDA itself, but also disrupted the whole card motif. Soichi pressed one of the buttons, turning the PDA's backlight on and illuminating the LCD. A moment later, 3 tabs popped up on the PDA screen. Rules, functions, release condition. Release condition? What's that? Soichi tapped the tab of his index finger, causing the screen to change. It seemed to operate by a touch screen. Your collar release condition. Collar release? Ace. Kill the owner of the queen. The way you do so is irrelevant. What is this? But just as the jaws of bewilderment were beginning to sink in, a shadow cast itself over the PDA.
お兄ちゃん、 やってるの？
What you doing, mister? That high-pitched voice made Soichi recoil in shock. Whoa! What the? Soichi's head darted up. An impressionable young girl was standing in front of him. Her head, adorned with wide eyes, was about level with Soichi's chest. Seemed she'd entered the room and snuck up on Soichi. Wait, hold on. It seemed like she'd entered the room while Soichi was distracted by the PDA. She stood in front of him and looked at the PDA screen. That was why her shadow had been cast over it. Huh? Soichi's panic caused the girl's eyes to nervously dance around the room. Hey, what's wrong? Please tell me, big bro. Seeing her serious expression calmed Soichi down a bit. Sorry, I didn't see you come in, so you startled me. Oh, phew. Don't scare me like that. I thought something really bad happened. You almost gave me a heart attack. It seems the girl hadn't thought Soichi was surprised and instead assumed something else had happened. Sorry about that. I wasn't expecting anyone to just barge in like that, so that totally came out of the blue for me. So you're a scary cat, huh, big bro? The girl grinned with delight. It seems she found Soichi's apologetic face amusing. Yeah, I guess I am a bit of a coward. I'm glad she's the first person I met here. She's so little. There's no way she could be in league with the kidnappers. It was that thought that allowed Soichi to finally calm down. The girl's carefree smile magically melted Soichi's fears away. What are you doing here? No, wait. We should introduce ourselves first. I would have if you hadn't freaked out like that. You really need to pull it together. The girl giggled, seeing it fit to make a jab at Soichi. Come on, cut me some slack. Anyway, I'm Soichi. Soichi Mitsurugi.
ソイチお兄ちゃんか。あ、私はユウキっていうの。式城ユウキ。ユウキは優しいに。お兄ちゃん、どうしたの？
Big bro Soichi, huh? My name's Yuki. Yuki Shikijo. Oh, and that's Yuki of 2 U's, by the way. Wait, are you okay? Yuki's introduction abruptly came to a halt when she noticed a stunned look on Soichi's face.
大丈夫？顔真っ青だよ。
Are you okay? Your face is really pale. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to make you worry. I see, so you're also Yuki, huh? Keep your cool, Soichi. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I had a bit of a lag there. Keep your cool, Soichi Mitsurugi. Just happens to have the same name as her, that's all. Soichi struggled to recompose himself. Also a Yuki? Yuki briefly puzzled over Soichi's choice of words, but quickly forgot about them when the smile returned to his face.
お兄 ちゃんはユウキって呼んでいいよ。
Yep. You can call me Yuki. I see. Yuki. Yuki, huh? Soichi repeated her name over and over to try out the feel of the name.
はい。何ですか、ソイチお兄ちゃん。
Yes? What is it, big bro Soichi? Yuki's face was stoic, awaiting a response. Once she realized that expression wasn't appropriate, she went right back to smiling without missing a beat. Oh, nothing. She sure does smile a lot. Soichi returned Yuki's smile, the chaos whirling in his heart abating. Sorry, I really need to stop worrying you. I'm just off balance because I think I've been kidnapped. Soichi scratched the back of his head in an effort to hide his embarrassment.
誘拐？
Kidnapped? Yuki gazed at Soichi with blatant confusion.
誘拐って、あれ？誰かを捕まえて、その家族にお金をちょうだいって電話するやつ？
You mean that thing where someone grabs you and calls your family for money? Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's no way I came to this place myself. What about you?
私もここには自分で来たんじゃないよ。あ、でもさ、私の場合は寝てたら場所が変わってることってよくあるんだ。
Same here. I do have a habit of waking up in places where I didn't go to sleep. Yuki laughed awkwardly.
お出かけした時とかに途中で寝ちゃってさ、目を覚ましたら家に帰ってたとかあるんだ。ママたちが連れ帰ってくれてるんだけどね。
Like, sometimes I fall asleep when I'm out, and when I wake up, I'll be at home. Though it's mommy and others who bring me back in those times. Now I get it. Talk about no sense of vigilance. It was odd, but it made sense.
でも、よく考えてみたら誘拐なのかもしれないね。こんな場所に連れてこられたことなんてないもん。
Now that I think about it, maybe this really is a kidnapping. I've never been brought to a place like this before. Yuki gulped loudly, her face growing serious.
私もお兄ちゃんも同じ犯人に誘拐されちゃったのかもね。
Maybe we were taken by the same guy. Oh? You don't think it was me? There was a reason why Soichi was a bit shaken. It's because there was a high possibility anyone he came across in this building was one of the kidnappers. Though he could clearly rule out a harmless little girl like Yuki that shouldn't have replied to the reverse equation.
犯人？お兄ちゃんが？
You? Kidnap me? Yuki's eyes widened in surprise, only for it to soon burst into ferocious laughter.
お兄ちゃんが犯人？そんなわけないよ。
You, a kidnapper? Good one. What's so funny? Yuki's response only left Soichi baffled.
だってさ、お兄ちゃん、私に本気で驚いてたじゃない。
I mean, what kidnapper gets the living daylight scared out of them by their own hostage?
もしお兄ちゃんが本当に誘拐の犯人だったら、そんな面白いことにはならないよ。
If you really were the kidnapper, you'd never do something so silly. Yuki held her side as she continued laughing. Her body shook so hard that her hair and the ribbon neatly tied there rocked back and forth. Oh, I see. Yet again, Yuki's explanation oddly made sense. Yeah, you'd have to be the dumbest criminal in the world to let a little girl like her get the jump on you. But even so, it was pathetic. That was why Yuki hadn't been scared of Soichi.
な制服着てるし、同じのしてるし。
Besides, not only are you wearing a school uniform, but you've also got the same thing. What do you mean by that? Soichi got what she was indicating was school uniform, but not the same thing.
ほら、首輪だよ。これこれ。
You know, this thing. That collar. Yuki brought her chin up. When she did, Soichi caught sight of something he hadn't noticed up until now. A collar around her neck. It appeared to be the same as the one Soichi had found around his own neck. It had a smooth metallic appearance.
同じような首をしてたからさ。なんとなーく同じかなって思ってたんだ。
Looks like you got the same collar as me, so I just kind of figured they were the same. Well, what do you know? Soichi was legitimately impressed. You're so little, yet you're so smart. Nice one. Yuki had deduced Soichi wasn't a kidnapper based off such minor clues. Oops, yeah, no kidnapper would be caught dead screaming his head off with the same collar as his hostage. Besides, why would a kidnapper go out of their way to wear a collar like this?
でもね、今になるとちょっとだけ心配があるよ。
But now I'm a little worried. Huh? Why is that?
あのね、これ本当に同じ首輪かなって。
What I'm saying is, how do we know we have the same collars?
だってほら、触れるけど自分では見えないじゃない。だからもしかしたら勘違いもあるなって。
I mean,
今になって気づいたの。
I can feel mine, but I can't see it. So I just realized I might have been wrong about that. Yuki gave a small chuckle and stuck her tongue out a bit. She was like a kid who realized they'd given their teacher the wrong answer. She stood up straight and touched Soichi's collar.
触った感じは一緒だね。私の首輪ってちゃんと銀色してる？
It feels the same as mine. Is mine silver too? Yeah, it is. Yuki smiled when she saw Soichi nod.
ならやっぱり一緒だね。
Then I guess they really are the same. Now that Yuki was closer, Soichi could make out the details of her collar more clearly. The smooth silver-like shaped ring had some sort of connector on the front. Next to it were several LED lights that looked like indicators. So I have the same thing on my neck, huh? It's more mechanical than I thought. Up until now, Soichi assumed it was just a simple metal ring.
だけど本当のことを言うとね、私がお兄ちゃんのことを犯人じゃないって思ってるのはそれが理由じゃないんだ。
Let's be honest, that wasn't why I thought you weren't a kidnapper. Oh? Then why?
最初に見た時から優しそうな感じがしてたんだ。
Because I could tell you were a nice person from the moment I saw you. Yuki smiled slightly.
女の勘ってやつかな。
Maybe that's what they call woman's intuition? Yuki swung her finger back and forth in a mocking manner as she laughed again. Intuition, huh? That could be it, I suppose. Even I didn't think she was a kidnapper with just a glance, so it makes sense that she wouldn't get scared of me from a single look. Kidnapping aside, if she were, then she wouldn't have been bothered talking to me and just run away. If I saw someone look straight out of a Yakuza gang, even I wouldn't want to go talking to them. Oh? So you're saying I look like quite the gentleman, huh? Soichi smirked. Now that he had full trust in Yuki, he felt relaxed enough to joke around her.
どっちかというと頼りない感じかな。
Not sure about that. I guess if I have to say, you look more unreliable. Yuki chuckled with a cherubic smile. Ouch. For a kid, you really know where to hit where it hurts.
君じゃないよ。
Don't call me a kid. Yuki gave an exaggerated twirl. Her skirt and hair swayed with her.
ゆうき。ゆうきって呼んでよ、お兄ちゃん。
It's Yuki. Call me Yuki. Man, I just can't win against you, Yuki.
はい、よくできました。
Yep, that's much better. Yuki put her hands on her hips and nodded proudly.
よくわからないね、これも。
I don't really get this thing. Sorry, but same here. After introducing themselves, Soichi and Yuki began investigating their only plausible clue, the PDAs. Much like Soichi, Yuki had woken up not only with a collar, but a PDA had been lying close to where she woken up. At first, she hadn't noticed it and tried leaving the room, but the PDA started ringing as soon as she grabbed the doorknob. It was then that she found the PDA and took it with her.
ねえお兄ちゃん、このルールのところに書いてある条件を満たして外す首輪ってのはやっぱりこれのことなのかな。
Hey, big bro, you know the part in the rules thing where they mention fulfilling a condition to release your collar, to remove your collar? I think you're talking about this. The pair were currently going over their own PDAs. There were several entries inside. The first one they checked was rules. It had a rather odd list. According to that list, if they broke the rules, the collars would activate and they'd be killed by the building security systems. Furthermore, they had specific conditions to remove their collars. If they failed to do so within 72 hours, they'd be given the same treatment as a rule breaker. There were a few other supplementary details as well. Those were the main points of interest. The next entry read Functions. It displayed a list of sub-entries. There was only a single sub-entry, Map, which dropped a diagram of a rather perplexing labyrinth. Neither Soichi nor Yuki had any clue what it was supposed to be a map of, but a single glance told them it was mind-bogglingly huge. The final entry was Release Condition. Soichi's was Ace. Kill the owner of the queen. The way you do so is irrelevant. It appeared this was the condition the rules have been referring to. Yeah, it looks that way, but it feels like we're being played.
担がれた？
Played? Yuki looked up at Soichi. Yeah, I think this is all just someone's idea of a prank. Soichi pointed to his collar and lightly shook his PDA as he explained.
冗談。
Prank. I mean, doesn't all this stuff just sound like nonsense?
そうだね。殺せとか死ぬとか言われても困っちゃうよね。
True. It'd be really messed up if they were serious about all this dying and killing stuff. Yuki chuckled. She agreed with Soichi's opinion, it seemed. Plus, don't you see this kind of setup in manga all the time?
あ、私そういう映画見た。ママが途中からチャンネル変えて見せてくれなかったけど。
Oh, I saw a movie just like this. Mommy changed the channel midway though. Said I wasn't old enough to be watching it. Yuki hopped with a gleam in her eye. See? So maybe it's just a prank someone based off that.
うんうん。確かにそれならありそうだよね。
Yeah, that'd make a lot of sense. outside. It seems far-fetched to me if there really is a building this big. Soichi pointed to his PDA screen. It was currently displaying the map.
ああ、そうだよね。これ、野球場とかが何個も入りそうだよね。
Good point. Looks like you crammed several baseball stadiums in there, doesn't it?
いくらぐらいするんだろう。こういう大きさの建物を作っちゃうと。それにこれ、6階建てだよ。
Wonder how they made a place this big, and 6 floors too. Oh wow, you're right. He points to a floor, row of numbers. They read from 1 to 6. They indicated the 6th floor is the building. It would have cost billions to construct a building like this. Like that. Soichi heard that it cost about 160 billion yen to build the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building. Perhaps this place wasn't quite that expensive compared to a skyscraper like that, but didn't change what a fortune a place like this would cost. In terms of lot area, the building on the map was definitely wider. It clearly wants to pretend that this is the building we're in, but if you ask me, we're in a place that's much smaller and cheaper.
はっきりさせるだけならそれで十分だもんね。さすがに現実でこんな建物作る人はいないよ。映画じゃないんだからさ。
All you need is something big enough to pull off to punk you, right? There's no way anyone would actually build a place as big as that. This isn't a movie after all. Only a movie or some rich billionaire at the end of his life would build such a well-structured maze.
なんかみんなお金持ちに偏見があるよね。
Is it just me, or does anyone have a thing against rich people? Nope, not just you. Whatever tension Soichi and Yuki had felt was long gone. They'd been a little worried considering they'd been kidnapped, but the contents of the PDAs were so ridiculous they could no longer associate any of it as real.
でもどうして私たちこんなとこに連れてこられたんだろうね。単なる誘拐ではなさそうだけど。
But if this isn't an ordinary kidnapping, why were we taken here? Perhaps we're mistaken for people who are meant to be taking part in this promotional event for some movie or anime?
でもそんなことのために誘拐なんてするかな。
Would they really kidnap us for something like that, though? Though Soichi and Yuki had dismissed the whole situation as a joke, the fact remained that they'd been grabbed. That was something they couldn't laugh off so easily. Alright, then why don't we take a look around? Just sitting here won't solve anything. Soichi got to his feet.
でも誘拐犯がいるかもしれないんだよね。
But the kidnapper could still be lurking around, right? Yuki remained on the bed and nervously looked up at Soichi. Maybe, but if they're the same person who brought us here, then they might come back anyway whether we leave or not.
あ、そっか。寝かされてた部屋に残ってれば真っ先に来るよね、犯人は。
Oh, I get it. Because the kidnapper would hang straight for the rooms they left us in. Finally catching Soichi's drift, Yuki nodded. Then let's go. Let's see if we can find anything that'll start making sense of things. Or an exit, if possible. I don't want to stay any longer than needed.
そうだね。
Yeah. Soichi held his hand out to Yuki, took it without a moment's hesitation.
困っちゃうよね、こんなの。
We're in a real pickle, huh? Clenching Soichi's palm tightly, Yuki stood up. You could say that again. In an exchange of nods and wry smiles, the pair left the room.
気になってるんだけどさ。
Oh, on a second, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Ready to continue. Something's been bugging me. Yuki, who'd been skipping ahead of Soichi, stopped and turned around.
なんだかどこもかしこも汚れ放題だよね。
This whole place is a dirty mess. You got that right. Soichi agreed with Yuki. The room had led out into a long hallway. It was covered in dust and dirt so thick that they danced in the air with every footstep.
なんだか体育倉庫みたい。
It's like a gym storeroom. Yuki used a rather simple example. Being a student himself, Soichi found it a rather apt one. Yeah, it really is.
でしょ？あそこもあんまり掃除してないんだよね。
I know, right? It's because they barely clean it, yeah? Perhaps hardened by Soichi's agreement, Yuki's face brightened. She continued making her way down the hall with a small nod. I think it's because the teachers almost never drop by, and anything that isn't dirty is stuff that's getting used, so don't care if the rest gets a little dirty. That's why you're so lax.
そうそう、私も掃除サボったことがあるよ。
Yeah, exactly. I've cut cleaning duty myself. Yuki slowed down so she could walk next to Soichi. I was never allowed to cut that kind of stuff. I had this rather harsh friend that would always give me an earful about never doing anything sly.
大変だね。
Wow, that sounds rough. Yeah, it was. Soichi smiled nostalgically. It felt like ages ago, but it wasn't all that long ago, wasn't it? Was it? It was only up to 3 months ago in actuality.
ねえお兄ちゃん、その人って今も厳しいの？
Hey, big bro, is that friend of yours still harsh on you? Yeah, I think she would be.
あれ今は一緒じゃないんだ。
Would be? Are you not together anymore? Kinda yeah, kinda no. Is that the only way I can describe us now? Soichi couldn't help but smile wryly.
振られたの？
Did they dump you? Yuki, perhaps picking up on Soichi's feelings, hesitated before asking. Well, not exactly. Honestly, not even I'm sure how to describe it. When she heard Soichi's cheerful answer, Yuki quickly regained her smile. Come on, smile. You can't worry a little girl like her more than you already have, Soichi. Soichi chastised himself.
じゃあ今は彼女募集中？
So you're looking for a girlfriend now? Nah, not really. Soichi answered with a shrug. Yuki frowned and pondered by herself.
なんだったら私がなってあげようか？
And if you don't mind, how about me? However, that soon gave way to another cherubic smile. I already told you I wasn't dumped. Soichi also broke into a smile. But that was a very mature way of cheering me up. Thanks, Yuki. What a smart, innocent, cheerful girl she is. You don't see many kids like her these days. Soichi rustled Yuki's hair with that admiration in his heart. Yuki let him do it, a somewhat embarrassed yet happy smile on her face. Just then...
あれお兄ちゃん？前に誰かいるよ。
Huh? Big bro, there's someone up there. Yuki pointed right ahead just to see she and Soichi rounded the corner. Soichi's eyes shifted up in front. You're right. There was a man about 30 meters ahead of them. He was a short and plump middle-aged man. No. He also had a collar around his neck. When he noticed Soichi and Yuki, he slowly made his way towards them.
You.
Hey there. The man lightly waved to them as he approached. He showed no signs of hostility. Hello, sir. Soichi quickly responded. I can't think of any reason our kidnapper would be wearing the same collar as us, so he's probably not in league with them. But Yuki didn't answer. Yuki? She silently slithered behind Soichi's shadow. It was almost as if she were fleeing from the man. What's wrong? Taking another look at the man, Soichi noticed his eyes were trained right on Yuki. What's going on?
お嬢ちゃんには嫌われちまったようだな。でも大丈夫だよ。おじさんは怖くはないさ。
Seems like that little cutie doesn't like me, but you don't have to worry. I'm not a scary person. The man smiled at Yuki as he approached, speaking with a coaxing voice. But Yuki still didn't reply. She just kept to Soichi's back, frozen like a deer in headlights. Yuki? Upon hearing his voice, Yuki gave Soichi a rather nervous look. Is she not good with people like him?
かわいらしいお嬢ちゃん。出ておいで。おじさんと遊ばないかい？
Come on out, little cutie. Don't you want to play with me? Concerned, Soichi gave the man another look before realizing he was looking all over Yuki with the voracious eyes of a predator. What a creepy stare. Does he not understand the situation? Soichi couldn't believe what he was seeing.
痛かったり怖かったりもしない。出てきて可愛い姿を見せてくれないかい？
I won't hurt or scare you. So why don't you come on out and show me just how cute you are? Yuki tightly wrapped her arms around Soichi's back right as the man spoke to her again.
名前を教えてくれないか。代わりにおじさんが気持ちのいいことを教えて。
Can't you at least tell me your name? If you do, I'll show you something that feels really good. Excuse me, exactly what is it you want? Unable to watch any longer, Soichi rose to Yuki's aid.
ち。
The man clicked his tongue with blatant irritation before turning to Soichi. With the man's attention diverted from her, Yuki lightened her grip on Soichi.
おい坊主、出口を知らんか。
Hey kid, you know where the hell the exit is? There was coarse irritation in the man's voice. It held none of the kindness he approached Yuki with. He only spoke vulgar words when it came to Soichi.
くそ。どうして俺がこんな場所に。また何かの嫌がらせか。
Damn it. What the hell am I doing in a place like this? Is another idiot's idea of harassment? Well, you see, we were looking for the exit too.
役に立たない小僧だ。そうだ。おい小僧。俺がその子を見ていてやるから、お前一人で出口を探してこい。
Useless brat. Oh, I know. Hey kid, I'll take that girl off your hands, so go look for the exit alone. Yuki gasped. She held onto Soichi even tighter this time. She was clearly afraid of the man. I'm afraid I can't do that. This girl's parents asked me to watch over her, you see. When Soichi shook his head at him, the man glared at Soichi with vexation. Soichi responded in kind with a glare of his own. Yuki's scared, so I can't show any weakness.
本当に役に立たないガキだ。
You really are a useless brat. It was the man who looked away first.
お嬢ちゃん、こんな頼りない小僧じゃなく、俺と一緒に行かないかい？
Hey little cutie, why don't you dump this helpless brat and come along with me? The man spoke to Yuki with a coaxing voice yet again, but Yuki shook her head. Once he saw that, the man clicked his tongue one last time and turned his back to the pair.
じゃあな。
See ya. And with a disgruntled voice, he walked off. Excuse me. Soichi tried to get the man's attention, but Yuki tugged on his hand and pulled him back. Soichi stopped and looked at Yuki.
兄ちゃん
Big bro. Yuki looked up and shook her head over and over again, almost as if she were trying to tell Soichi something. So she really was scared. Don't worry, I understand. And so Soichi stopped trying to call the man back. Yuki gave a blatant sigh of relief once the man faded from view. Are you okay, Yuki?
うんでも私あの人嫌い
Yeah, I don't like that man. Yuki tightened her grip on Soichi and continued gazing down the hallway the man had gone through.
私のことをずっと変な目で見てたし、それにお兄ちゃんとは違って嫌な感じがするんだもん。
He kept staring at me all creepy the whole time. And like you, something didn't feel right about him. Oh yeah, Yuki was scared of him from the start. Yuki been acting odd since the man called out to them. Perhaps due to her child's instincts, she'd found them scary. But still, just who was he? Their Their conversation ultimately be very one-sided. The man just said whatever he liked and left when it was clear Yuki was too scared to go with him. They didn't even know his name.
そんなのどうでもいいよ。あの人が誘拐犯だったのかもしれないし。
It doesn't matter. He might have been a kidnapper. I don't know about that. That collar and attitude of his just didn't seem likely. Maybe we can consider the man to be in league with the kidnappers. Though his speech and conduct had fried Yuki, and he seemed rather sketchy for an adult, he hadn't said anything in particular to invoke the image of a kidnapper. If anything, it seemed just as perplexed about the situation as they were.
ともかく最初に会ってのがあのおじさんじゃなくてよかった。
Whatever he is, I'm just glad he's not the first person I met here. The grip around Soichi's hand tightened once more. Same. Soichi agreed with Yuki. He didn't want to leave Yuki alone, naturally, and had that man been the first one Soichi encountered, even Soichi would have immediately suspected him of being a kidnapper.
運が良かったのかな、私たち。
Think we were lucky? Yeah, definitely. It truly is a relief I came across Yuki first. If I met someone who I couldn't say wasn't with the kidnappers without a doubt, just having someone else with me makes this place a whole lot less scary.
そうだね。よく考えたらお兄ちゃんを見つける前はちょっと不安だったもん。
You're right. Now that I think about it, I was kind of nervous before I found you. Just then, Yuki's lips finally curled into a small grin. Thank goodness she's smiling again. She may seem to have it all together. There's no way she wouldn't be nervous in a place like this. I need to be a bit more careful.
けどそういうの差し引いてもああいうセクハラおじさんは嫌い。
But even taking that into account, I really don't like perverted old creeps like that guy.
お兄ちゃんのことは脅かそうとするのに私だけあんな声で呼ばれても気味が悪いんだもん。
It grossed me out how he tried to threaten you, kept talking to me in that creepy voice. Grossed out, huh? That guy sure doesn't seem like the kind who'd have many friends. Soichi felt a slight twinge of pity for the man.
女の敵ってやつだよ、絶対。
Must be what they call an enemy to woman. Yuki's voice was booming with energy again. So it would sound just as creepy if I tried the same lines on you? Huh? Hey little cutie, wanna play with me? Soichi proceeded to wriggle his fingers in front of Yuki's face. He was only joking, of course. After what he had just been through, he wanted to make Yuki laugh. But contrary to his expectations,
だったらいいけど。
really? Well, sure, okay. Yuki quietly looked up at Soichi, the nod of a faint red tinge on her cheeks. Then she clasped Soichi's hand again and bashfully looked away from him. She then still glanced at his face from time to time. Wait, what? Soichi was surprised. He hadn't foreseen that sort of reaction from Yuki. Hold on, Yuki. This part where you're supposed to say, "Ew, get away from me, you pervert," or some... But right at that moment, Soichi noticed Yuki was grinning from ear to ear.
冗談だよ、お兄ち
Gotcha. She stuck her tongue right out at him. Huh? For a moment, Soichi didn't understand what had happened. However, his bewilderment soon gave way, and he broke out into a smile of his own. Oh, I see now. Phew, you really surprised me. As long as she's happy again, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter who got pranked in the end. You really are in a league of your own. Soichi continued laughing.
私はそんなに簡単に落ちる女じゃないんだよ。
I'm not the kind of girl you can swindle that easily. Yuki winked and blew Soichi an overdramatic kiss. It wasn't very fitting for a girl her age, but Soichi found it cute. I'll keep it in mind. And so the pair finally regained their smiles. She really does look best with a smile on her face. Soichi heaved a huge mental sigh of relief when she saw her smile was back. Shall we get going then? We need to find an exit fast. Now that you've dumped me, I gotta get home and hit on as many girls as I can.
頑張って。ナンパ手伝うよ。
Okay, good luck. I'll help you too. I give up. Please cut me a break already. And so the pair resumed their search for an exit. Soichi closed the door of the room behind him. It had been the 10th room he and Yuki had explored so far.
思ったより広いんだね。
This place is bigger than we thought, isn't it? Yuki was out waiting in the hallway, her arms crossed. Her eyebrows were knitted as she muttered something under her breath. Yeah, I thought we'd be out here a whole lot sooner.
ねえお兄ちゃん、もしかしたらこの建物本当にこの機械の地図に書いてある通りだったりするんじゃないかな。
Hey, big bro. What if this building really is designed just like that map we have? Just like the map?
私たちが本当にこの地図の建物にいるんじゃないかってこと。
Hold on a second. Okay, back. Yeah, I'm starting to think this really is a map for this building. Yuki showed Soichi the map on her PDA. That can't be. I just don't see how such a monstrous building could actually exist. If a place that huge were real, then there's no way they wouldn't have heard of it.
でもお兄ちゃん、本当に首輪をつけた他の人もいたわけじゃない？だったら建物もある程度本当かもしれないよ。
But we found someone else with a collar here, right? And maybe at least some parts about the building are real too. Oh, that's a good point. Soichi followed what Yuki was getting at. Even if the map wasn't a complete reproduction of the building, that didn't mean part of it wasn't. Or perhaps it was the building that was a reproduction, and the maker simply added hallways to the map that didn't actually exist. You really are a sharp one, Yuki. Soichi was impressed. Yuki truly is quick on her feet. She realized something Soichi hadn't even considered. For her age, she really was quite reliable. Yuki, let's stop wandering around blindly. We need to remember where we walk.
どうして？
Why? If you're right and that map is at least partially correct, by memorizing the layout of the building, we might be able to find where we are on it. They didn't know if the whole map was true. But if at least part of it was, then it was possible they could find their way to the exit if they could determine their current position.
そっか。この地図には出口っぽいのが書いてあるもんね。私 私たちのいる場所さえ分かれば出口にまっしぐらだよね。
Oh, I get you. So he means that if we know where we are, we can head straight for the exit? Foul legend of sorts. They can only rely on the shapes of the rooms to surmise what purpose they serve. There are only a few places shaped in any way that resemble an exit hall. That, and figuring out how much this map is accurate.
ちょっとだけ本当が一番楽だね。
Yeah. It'd be great if only a small part of it was, wouldn't it? Yuki chuckled as she swung her PDA like a maraca. The building turned out to be not as big as the map, but still match up to part of it. Then Soichi and Yuki would be out of there in no time. If this whole thing turns out to be fake, though, then we'll be in trouble.
そうだね。手がかりが全くなくなっちゃうってことだもんね。でも頑張ろうよお兄ちゃん。ナンパしに行くんでしょ？
Yeah, then we won't have any clues left at all. But don't give up, big bro. We need to go pick up chicks, remember? Right, of course. Oops, sorry. Right, of course. Ready to go, Yuki? Yeah. And so the pair resumed their search.
13個目の部屋は
And behind door number 13 is... Yuki looked into the room.
この部屋は行き止まりみたいだね。奥にはドアないみたいだし。
I think this room's a dead end. I don't see any other doors inside. Yeah, it looks that way. Soichi stood behind Yuki and peeked inside. The room in question was smaller than any of the other rooms they'd seen up to this point. About the same size as the room Soichi had woken up in. Just as Yuki had said, there didn't appear to be any other doors other than the one that just opened. It does appear to be a dead end.
こここう来て行き止まりなんだから。
So he went this way and found a dead end, so... Yuki took out a cute pink pen and notebook and drew something down. She'd been drawing a handwritten map ever since her conversation with Soichi about the map earlier.
ねえ、そろそろ本物の地図と比べてみて。
Hey, I think I filled in enough to compare it to the real... But before Yuki could finish, Soichi spotted something move. Yuki, wait! Soichi wasted no time covering Yuki's mouth after giving that whispered warning. Yuki's eyes darted back and forth in surprise at first, but she settled down from noticing Soichi scanning the room. Wait here, Yuki. Yuki nodded, Soichi's hand still covering her mouth. Soichi let her go as soon as she did.
気をつけてね、お兄ちゃん。
Be careful, big bro. Soichi gave Yuki a wave of the hand as he slowly entered the room. Oops, sorry. What was it I saw moving? It's so dark in here that it's hard to see. However, Soichi's eyes got used to the darkness as he made his way in, the contents of the room growing clear like a stage at the start of a play. Soichi strained his eyes as he marched forward. He felt like he'd seen a flicker of movement earlier. Is someone there? Or... At that moment, something in the room moved again. Is that a person? Now focused on the room, Soichi saw what had moved as clear as day. There was someone lying on a bed inside. Seeing what Soichi had seen was them turning in their sleep. Are they sleeping? Soichi held his breath and tiptoed over to them. The bed's occupant hadn't showed any signs of moving in that time. Yuki was still in the doorway, as motionless as a mouse. As such, the room was as silent as a tomb. Up until the moment Soichi got a look at the face of the sleeper. He started staggering, his feet kicking aside all sorts of junk lying on the floor. Quickly, he propped a hand against the wall before he could lose balance and fall to the floor. Impossible! Soichi was shocked to the core. For the face of the bed's occupant was a spitting image of a face Soichi knew all too well. But that can't be! She's already... Big bro! Concerned about Soichi's behavior, Yuki ran up to him. Yuki? Soichi muttered and looked at the bed again. A lone girl was sleeping there. She appeared to be about the same age as Soichi. She was wearing a white school uniform and had a ribbon tie in her hair. And just like everyone else Soichi met in this place, she had a silver collar strapped to her neck. Soichi muttered Yuki as he looked back and forth between the girl and Yuki. Are you okay, big bro? What's wrong? Yuki's... This can't be. This has to be a dream. The same dream as always is still going on. There's no way this could be real. No way. The ghosts of my past are still haunting me. Big bro. Yuki pounded on Soichi's chest. Snap out of it. What's wrong? Yuki? Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. Let's continue. Just want to do an audio test first to make sure it's working. Okay, quick audio check. Okay, all good. Continuing now. Alright, okay. Thanks to the impact, Soichi finally came back to his senses, giving Yuki his full attention.
大丈夫お兄ちゃん。その人に何かされたの？
Are you okay? Did something happen to that girl? Yuki looked back and forth between Soichi and the girl on the bed. No, that's not it. It's just... Yuki shouts to restore some of Soichi's composure. This isn't a dream. It's all for real. Get a grip, Soichi. This girl isn't her. Her clothes and hair are different. Get it now? There's no way it could be her. So pull yourself together. After finally managing to persuade himself, Soichi took a deep breath.
ただ
Just what? It's just that she looks like someone I know, so I was really surprised. Soichi filled his arm with strength and got to his feet. He let go of the wall and stood up straight.
そうなんだ。びっくりさせないでよお兄ちゃん。
Oh, I see. Don't scare me like that, big bro. Just as Yuki breathed a huge sigh of relief and loosened her shoulders, the girl groaned in her sleep. Her right arm moved to rub her eyes. It seemed the sound of Soichi and Yuki's ruckus had woken her up.
お兄ちゃん、
Big bro? Being the first one to notice, Yuki tugged at Soichi's sleeve. Right. The pair approached the bed. By the time they got there, the girl's eyes were beginning to flicker open. A breath escaped her lips. In her blurry vision, she began to focus on on Yuki and Soichi like a focusing camera. When her gaze shot back to Soichi, her eyes shot wide open. The girl sprang up and shrunk back down into the bed.
ここは私は
Huh? What's happening? Where am I? What am I doing here? The girl stared at Soichi's face with fear until she reached the edge of the bed and froze up. She wrapped her arms around her body as though trying to embrace herself, paralyzed in horror. Seeing her like this, she really does look like her. Soichi took a hard look at the girl. But she never got scared like this. They may be similar, but they really are different people. She would have never looked at me like this. Once he acknowledged all that, the chaos ringing in Soichi's head finally quelled, returning his mind to its normal state.
あなたは誰？私をどうするつもりなんですか？
Who are you? What are you planning to do to me? The girl looked like she was about to collapse into tears at any moment.
こんなところに連れ込んで私を
Did you take me to this place so you could... The girl was totally convinced Soichi was the kidnapper. Her eyes were flooded with tears. Her body trembled like a rattling pipe. Her voice trembled like a rattling pipe, and her body chattered as though she was in a ferocious blizzard. Soichi felt pity for her. But it's only natural. Any girl her age would freak out if they woke up in some mysterious place with a strange guy standing over them. It's only natural she feels like she's in danger. But judging from that reaction, I think it's safe to say she's not in league with the kidnappers. That was what Soichi felt when he looked at the girl in front of him. Having come to that conclusion, Soichi spoke to the girl in the kindest voice he could muster. Calm down. We're not the kidnappers. You're okay. We? The girl mirrored Soichi's comment. It was then that she finally caught sight of Yuki, standing next to Soichi. At that moment, the girl finally realized Soichi wasn't the only one there.
大丈夫？お姉ちゃん。
Are you alright, big sis? Yuki stepped forward and climbed up the bed. She then placed a hand on the stupefied girl's shoulder.
そんなに怖がらなくて大丈夫だよ。私たちは歩き回ってて、偶然寝てるお姉ちゃんを見つけただけ。
You don't need to be so scared. We were just walking around having to find you by pure coincidence.
私もお兄ちゃんもひどいことしたりしないから大丈夫だよ。
We won't do anything bad to you. I promise. The girl gave Yuki a hard stare for a while before finally turning back to Soichi. She's telling the truth. We want to get out of here, but we can't find the exit. Do you know where it is?
そうですか。
I see. Upon hearing those words, the girl felt her tensed-up muscles beginning to relax. I'm Soichi Mitsurugi.
私は式城ゆうきっていうの。
And I'm Yuki Shikijo. Soichi and Yuki decide to introduce themselves while waiting for the girl to calm down.
姫萩さくみです。
Sakami Himehagi. Sakami slowly answered while regarding Soichi and Yuki cautiously, choosing her words carefully. While she was aware she wasn't in any danger for the time being, didn't mean she totally trusted Soichi and Yuki either. Hence why the tension on her face didn't fade even after she calmed down a little. So she still doesn't trust us. Anyone could be confused if they woke up to find themselves in an unexplainable situation. If our situations were reversed and I'd having to wake up to that guy from earlier, I'd be the exact same way. Soichi was sad she still doubted them, but knew she couldn't help it.
ねえお姉ちゃん。お姉ちゃんもやっぱりどこかで記憶がぷっつり途切れてて、目が覚めたらここにいたって感じなのかな。
Hey, big sis. Your memory blacked out at some point. Next thing you knew, you woke up here, right? Yes. Sakami slowly nodded.
やっぱりそうなんだね。
I thought so.
やっぱりとは。
What do you mean by that? It was the same for the two of us. We suddenly blacked out. Next thing we knew, we woke up in this place. What's more, we found PDAs nearby and collars strapped to our necks. We don't have a clue what's going on, though. Sakami reached out for her neck after hearing that.
首は。
Collar? Oh. Sakumi felt the sensation of cold steel in her fingers and realized for the first time there was something wrapped around her neck.
お姉ちゃんの PDA はこれみたいだね。はい。
Looks like this is your PDA. Here you go. There was a PDA sitting on a nearby nightstand. Yuki took it and handed it to Sakumi.
これは
What's this? We're carrying the exact same things, but honestly, not even we're sure what they're about. Soichi took out his PDA and showed it to Sakumi. It's full of all this stuff about removing collars and killing them. Makes no sense whatsoever. The only thing it has that seems to be useful is a map. We're still not sure if it's even for this place. Sakumi pressed the button on the PDA. Once the screen changed, however, she stopped. She didn't know how to operate beyond that.
画面の字に触れるとその項目が見れるよ。
If you touch those letters on the screen, you can see the map. Expecting something like this to happen, Yuki helpfully dispensed that advice. Timidly, Sakumi pressed the spot as indicated.
地図
A map. Sakumi's PDA was now displaying the map. It's true. At that point, Sakumi finally understood what Soichi's been talking about.
ずいぶん広いんですね、この地図。
This map is
それに入り組んで。
This map is pretty big and pretty complicated too. Sakumi surveyed the map. Yeah, and the thing is, we've only been walking around for about half an hour already, so we know this place is huge.
部屋もこの部屋で13個目だよ。
This is the 13th room we've checked.
じゃあこれ、ここの地図なんですか？
And would that make this a map of this place? We still don't know. And even if it is, it's so big that we don't even know where we are in it. A lot of hallways are shaped the same.
そうみたいですね。
Yeah, you're right. Sakumi returned her gaze to the PDA.
早く帰りたいのにね、お兄ちゃん。
You want to get out of here soon, don't you, big bro? Yeah.
早く帰って女の子ナンパしに行くんだもんね。
We need to get back so we can pick up chicks, right? Are you still on about that?
ナンパ？
Pick up chicks? Sakumi's eyes widened at the unexpected phrase. Her gaze then shifted suspiciously towards Soichi. Oh, Sakumi, no. It's just a little inside joke, that's all.
お兄ちゃんは女好きの危険人物なの。さくみお姉ちゃんも気をつけてね。きっとすぐにお兄ちゃんはお姉ちゃんにもちょっかい出し始めるから。
Oh yes, Big Bro here is one heck of a playboy. Better watch yourself, big sis. Won't be long before he starts putting the moves on you. Just you wait. Stop misrepresenting me. Soichi hastily refuted Yuki. With Sakumi cautious of them, Soichi didn't want her hearing anything that could support that doubt, no matter how trivial.
私にお嬢さん遊ばないとか言ったくせに。
This coming from the guy who said, "Hey little cutie, wanna play with me?" But Yuki showed no concern. Instead, she smirked a devilish grin and elbowed Soichi a few times. Like I said, that was all a joke! I was only trying to cheer you up, that's all. Soichi quickly tried to deny, hold on a second. Soichi quickly tried to deny Yuki to keep Sakumi from getting the wrong idea. But contrary to his expectations, he heard a laugh ring like a bell. Soichi and Yuki turned to Sakumi to find her laughing. Sakumi?
みつるきさんは女好きなんですね。
So you're a playboy, are you, Mitsurugi? Witnessing Soichi and Yuki's exchange was all the proof Sakami needed to know. Not only were they not her kidnappers, but that they meant no harm at all. That, coupled with the casual, if bizarre content of their conversation, sent Sakami in a laughing fit of pure relief. Thank goodness, they're not dangerous people. Sakami truly felt that from the bottom of her heart.
すみませんでした。みつるぎさん、ゆうきちゃん。
Mitsurugi? Yuki? I'm sorry. Once she'd finished laughing, Sakami gave Soichi and Yuki a deep bow.
ちょっとお二人が怖い人かもしれないって疑ってました。
I was worried the two of you might be scary people. She wiped tears of mirth from her eyes.
怖いのは女好きのお兄ちゃんだけだよ。
Nah, our resident playboy, Big Bro here, is the only scary one around. Oh, for the love of... Cut it out already, Yuki.
ごめん。本当はお兄ちゃんはちゃんとした人だよ。勘違いしないであげてね、さくみお姉ちゃん。
Sorry, Big Bro is actually a pretty upstanding guy. So don't get the wrong idea, big sis. Sakami, nodded.
はい、わかってます。みつるぎさんはちゃんとした人です。
Don't worry, I won't. Mitsurugi is indeed an upstanding person. But after she said that, Sakami's face scrunched in fleeting contemplation.
女好きなのかもしれませんけど。
Though we still haven't refuted the Playboy part yet. Then it was followed by a broad smile. Not you too. Soichi's shoulders slumped dejectedly. What did I do to deserve this? These girls are going to be the end of me. Resigned, Soichi decided to give up on fighting back.
それでみつるぎさんとゆうきちゃんは出口を探しているんですよね。
Anyway, you two were looking for the exit, right?
うん、そうだよ。こんな埃っぽいところに長居したくないもん。それに宗一お兄ちゃんのナンパのためにも早く帰りたいもの。
Yep, that's right. No one's staying in this dusty place for too long. Plus, we gotta get Big Bro back so we can pick up chicks. Fine. I'll pick up chicks when we get out of here. Soichi heaved a defeated sigh. After chuckling for a moment at Soichi's expense, Sakami's face tightened up. With that, the atmosphere in the room grew serious at a moment's notice.
だったら私もご一緒させてもらっていいでしょうか。ここから出たいのは私も同じですから。
And would you mind if I went with you? I don't want to stay in this place either.
それがいいよお姉ちゃん。さっき本当の女好きのおじさんと会って大変だったんだ。一人じゃ危ないもん。ねえお兄ちゃん。
Good call, big sis. Actually, we came across this perverted old guy earlier, and he was scary. It's too dangerous to be alone. Right, big bro? Yeah, I think it'd be best if you came with us too. It was a sound course of action. Since it's a fact that we have indeed been kidnapped, and we have no clue what's going on, it's best for all of us to stick together.
女の子が一緒だと嬉しいし。
Happy you get to hang out with us chicks? Yep. Soichi blurted out the answer without thinking, but a moment later, he finally shook his head. Yuki, we're trying to have a serious conversation here.
ごめん。でも私はお姉ちゃんが一緒だと嬉しいよ。
Sorry, but I'm happy to be with Big Sis.
私もです。
Me too. Sakami quickly, Sakami smiled at Yuki's words. Fine, I'll let it slide. Those two seem to be getting along well, so it's okay. Seeing Sakami and Yuki enjoying each other's company so much washed all Soichi's dissatisfaction away. Same time, different location. Soichi, Sakumi, and Yuki were displayed on a giant monitor. As there was a feed being provided from one of the building's surveillance cameras, the image wasn't that big nor could be expanded. But their faces were clear, so it was obvious who was being shown.
素晴らしい。エースとクイーンが同居したぞ。
The name tag is Male Customer 1. Splendid! The Ace and the Queen together.
知らぬが仏とはこのことですな。
Ignorance truly is bliss.
あの二人今後どうなるのかしらね。考えただけでもゾクゾクしてくるわ。
What will happen to them now? Just thinking about it is giving me the chills. The customers beholding that monitor in the casino were reacting with exhilaration.
客の食いつきは上々っと。
Name tag is Dealer. They're taking it hook, line, and sinker. The man who uttered those words looked down out of the control room window into the casino below him. His eyes were filled with a sea of people wearing a variety of glamorous outfits. Roulettes, slots, dice games, and card games. In addition to the show, a great number of gambling and amusement facilities were also present for the customers to enjoy. Every last one of the customers were among the wealthiest figures in the world. Merely hearing the price of a single coin in this casino would make a normal man faint. But the main attraction that drew the customers to this casino in particular were the special games they regularly hosted. The sea of customers would sit on the edge of their seats and drink in the footage they saw as they bet on the predicted outcomes. It took 73 hours for a game to conclude, but the customers killed their time and money by gambling on the other games the casino had to offer. But in the end, it was the game that was the lifeblood of this place. That was simply how this lawless place was run. More and more players are making contact. At this rate, it's possible we may have to update the total bet amount. The man chuckled as he looked at the computer console. In actuality, the casino also accepted online bets. It was possible to log in and participate in the bet from anywhere in the world via special client software, though not everyone had access to it, naturally. Those lacking the fortunes that served as the invitations to the casino always relied on this method, but that didn't mean the sum of the online bets were anything to scoff at. The client software had made its way to a respectable number of customers on the market and was still expanding.
予想外にうまく立ち回ってくれてるな、エースの方やわ。
The Ace boy is holding himself together much better than expected. The man was the supervisor of the current game. He was the one who had selected the 13 players and decided on their starting points. Starting points were chosen beforehand based on the odds of each player, but the supervisor was free to put them wherever he saw fit. In short, he had placed him in accordance to potential outcomes he believed the customers would enjoy.
しかしはって何かがおかしい気がするんだが、なんだろう。
Still, something feels off. What is it? The man frowned. Everything had been going as planned. No, judging by the customers' reactions, even better. They were betting more and more, and there were no issues with the system. Even so, the supervisor couldn't shake off the feeling that something wasn't right.
すぐに気づかないんだから 大したことじゃないんだろうが。
If I can't tell what it is right away, then it's probably not important. The man looked at the monitor. It was currently displaying Soichi's group leaving the room that had served as Sakami's starting point. Nothing struck out as particularly odd.
気のせいだろうな、きっと。
Must be imagining things. That thought passed the man's mind as the three disappeared out of the camera's line of sight. Even if he weren't imagining things, the supervisor was confident he could handle any issues without trouble. It was not carelessness that motivated such convictions. It was simply his years of experience as a veteran manager of many games talking.
さて、次はどうしようか。
Now then, what to do next? And so the supervisor returned to his work without another thought. The game had begun. There was so much to do, and his pile of work would only keep stacking up as time went by. He had no time to be concerning himself with ancillary notions.
なるほど。確かにこれじゃ冗談としか思えませんね。
Okay, so I'm gonna end the stream here for now. So, yeah, as you can see, we've gone to a much different start than usual, and there are some interesting developments happening behind and on and behind the scenes. Those familiar with the original Killer Queen also may have noticed some similar scenarios here, but in different ways. So we'll have to see next time where Soichi, Sakami, and Yuki will go from here. Incidentally, yep, now we have met Yuki. She appears in the bet system, and we can now bet on her. As you can see, she has extremely low odds. Probably the lowest odds we've seen so far. So, yep, we're just gonna leave off here. Yep, okay, I already saved. So until next time, I'll see you then.